My health news story will be on sacrifices versus safety, why some families are keeping their kids home from school. This article is based in Toronto and published on CBC News by Perlita Stroh and Ioana Romeliotis on September 22nd, 2020. COVID-19 has been integrated into our lives for quite some time now, since roughly the beginning of this year up till date. And with the new school year that's starting, parents have been presented with a difficult choice. Should they allow their children to physically attend school or not? Tens of thousands of parents have decided to opt for virtual schooling and keeping their children at home. Roughly 77,600 students are currently participating in virtual learning, which is more than 1/3 of the young student population in Toronto. It really all depends on your social circumstances. Parents have to compare the risk and determine what they value most and what they are willing to sacrifice. There are multi-generational households where the occupants are vulnerable to COVID-19. Parents would have to choose between their child's schooling and the lives of their grandparents. Chloe Yan from Richmond Hill, Ontario said, "We had to sacrifice something we could sacrifice, and we had to keep safe something we couldn't sacrifice. We had to compare the risks." But for some people, their circumstances don't really give them a choice. Family's social status can also affect this decision. Marginalized kids are more vulnerable to this situation, especially coming from a lower income bracket. These children are missing out on so much social support from schools, and being left marginalized does not give them enough social interactions to fit their needs. Virtual schooling can also be pricey, and with that, sometimes families cannot afford to keep their children home. Shaklo Sharipova from Thorncliffe Park said, "Online education is not an easy one. You have to have at least a computer and reliable internet, Wi-Fi, and when you have 2 or 3 kids taking online education, having one computer is not enough." To conclude my presentation, I have included some discussion questions. My first question is, if you were a parent, would you allow your kids to attend school? Why or why not? Think about your values, things that you are willing to sacrifice, and where you're currently living. My second question is, what requirements or conditions would you like to hear from the school boards for you to feel more comfortable with allowing your children to attend school? If you were a family that would have some troubles with your children going to school, what do you think you would like to hear? And my last question is, how do you think online school will affect children in the long run? Making note of the social aspects of their lives as well as educational performance. Thank you so much for watching!